Alrighty, so I am Adee, and this is my poop package. And for those that you are not hip, I am Adee of Alibis and Paybacks as well. And we have been featured in the LA Times as well as Cosmopolitan and the National Enquirer. And our premier package of revenge is the poop package. And so if you have a nominee for the poop package every week and somebody done pissed you off, whether it's a person or a business, your ex or your damn mother-in-law, holla at your girl. I'll blast that ass. Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity savage in this bitch. Holla at your girl. And you can find me on Facebook at alibisandpaybacks.com as well as on Instagram and Twitter of Adee of the Outhouse. So, this week, the piece of shit that I would like to highlight is 19-year-old Nikki Yovino of Long Island, New York. And Miss Yovino was falsely accused 2 black men of rape, and then was later sentenced for. I was so happy to hear that your punk ass was sentenced, first of all, because they didn't let your little pink privileged ass get off this time. That's what usually happens. So, anyway, in February of 2017, Yovino told police that she had been raped by 2 black students at Sacred Heart University and that they were football players. She said that she had attended an off-campus party on October 25th, 2016 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where the 2 men pulled her into a basement bathroom and took turns raping her. Both young men denied the claim and said that the sex was consensual. Police then did a full investigation. And what they found was this little pink toe heifer was lying. So, Yovino later on admitted months later that she made the story up in an attempt to get sympathy from another young man that she was hoping to date. She was originally charged with felony tampering with evidence and misdemeanor falsely reporting an incident, but she made a deal and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree false reporting of an incident and 1 count of interfering with police, all of which ended up being misdemeanors. So she took the deal so that she wouldn't have to go to trial. So the thing that I want to highlight is what she did is she ruined these 2 young men. They lost their athletic scholarships. They lost their chance for a college education, as well as losing their ability to be able to compete athletically on the collegiate level, because now they went from being star athletes to having to fight a felony rape case. So what I wanted to highlight about Miss Yovino that particularly made her a piece of shit is during their sentencing, when they was sentencing her punk ass for lying on these 2 young men, and she had basically robbed these 2 young men of their bright futures because they were on athletic scholarship. So they were, they had bright futures, bright young men on, in college doing things that they're supposed to be doing as young black men. And she basically stole their future from them. So one young man, he got up and he had been keeping his face and his name out of the public eye, as well as the other young man that actually was a victim of her lies. And he stood up and he gave a victim statement of the way that her lies have impacted his life, and how he went from being a star football athlete to being, ostracized, from being expelled from school, from losing his athletic scholarship, not being able to take advantage of the athletic prospects that he had before the alleged rape case came his way. So during his victim statement, this little bitch had the nerve to roll her eyes while he was giving her victim statement, and they caught it on tape. So she rolled her eyes while he's basically explaining how he has basically has PTSD. Like, he can't sleep at night. He has nightmares. He feels like everywhere he goes that people are talking about him and being a black man that raped a woman, there's a certain stigma that came with that. So other colleges wouldn't touch him. Other, athletic programs were no longer, expressing interest in him, and it was all because of Nikki Yovino's lies. So this little 19-year-old girl, she basically ruined these two young men's lives with her lies. And girl, if you got took down in the basement by two black men, you's a hoe, boo. And now you try to act like, they had raped it in me, when you was trying to mac up to the next man and tell them, I'm not no hoe, they have raped me. Girl, when you was a hoe, wear your hoe flag proudly. Do not drag these men into these court cases. I mean, y'all just out here Tupacing these men. It's unfair. And let me tell you another thing. As a woman, I could not wait for you to get to the yard, because if I had a black son and you hit the yard and I'm in Long Island, New York, baby, I'm waiting for your ass to hit the yard. So Miss Nikki Yovino of Long Island, New York, she was sentenced to 3 years. But unfortunately, after she spends 1 year in the pen, she'll get a suspended sentence. So she'll only have to do one of those 3 years that she was sentenced to. But what I'm hoping is that Miss Yovino catch a home girl on the yard. Somebody that got a son. Somebody, that feel a certain way. Like you done ruined these little young boys' lives just because you was a hoe. So I hope they genuinely pull your whole card in the pen there in Long Island, New York. I hope they find you a hood rat Remy Ma that serves you notice that lying on these young men and stealing their futures is hard enough as a black man, where they had achieved, the grades and the performance on the field to be able to land an athletic scholarship. My son is an athlete, girl, and I can just think of my son, like, you little pink toe heifers be trying to throw my son the coochie, and then afterwards back like, he done took the pussy. He done took the pussy away from you? No, he didn't. He didn't have to take nothing from you, girl. He was a pimp. So I just want to make sure that Nikki Yovino, the 19-year-old girl of Long Island, New York, got her due as this week's poop package. Because, girl, stealing these young men's future, you stole their education as well as their athletic scholarships. So I feel like you double cheated their ass. You cheated them out the books and out the field. And so for these reasons, you are the poop package nominee of the week. Because you ain't shit, girl. You ain't shit. And when you a hoe, own that hoe shit. Don't be out here Tupacing niggas. That ain't right. That ain't right. Now, I hope somebody shank you on the yard. There you go. There it is. Adee's felon poop package nominee. I hope they get you, girl. Nikki Yovino of Long Island, New York. You ain't shit.
I guess you got to end that with bitch. Yeah, Callie, well, you a teacher?